today I'm going to demonstrate to you how to properly change a diaper following the Kentucky State regulations for child care centers. First of all, I'd just like to touch on why it's important for you to follow these guidelines. When you're working in child care, infants usually can start at the center within 6 weeks of age, and when children are this young, they do not have strong immune systems, which means they are more susceptible to catching diseases. So it's important for you to make sure that you follow each step accordingly so that you can reduce the risk and possibility of spreading these germs to yourself and to the young children. So if you look on your handout that I've given you, we will go ahead and begin with the first step. You need to wash your hands with liquid soap and warm water for 20 seconds. So I have my liquid soap. I'm going to turn the hot water on for just a few minutes to let it warm. And while you're washing your hands, you need to make sure that you scrub under your fingernails. You also need to make sure you scrub the palm of your hands, the top of your hands, in between your fingers, and the bottom of your arm. Now you need to be washing your hands for at least 20 seconds, so a good way to do this to ensure you've done it for the full amount of time is you could sing Happy Birthday twice, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star twice, or you could just say your ABCs. Okay, so moving on to step 2, you need to check and see if you have all of your supplies. So I have wipes, a diaper, and gloves. If you have a child who has a diaper rash and the parents have signed proper forms giving you permission to apply cream, then you would make sure that you had that readily available as well. And if you have a child who has leaked out of their diaper, then you'll need to make sure you have an extra change of clothes and then also a little plastic bag to put the dirty clothes in whenever you remove them from the child. Now that I have all of my supplies here, I'm going to move on to step 3, which is putting on your gloves. You need to make sure that you have disposable gloves, and you also need to make sure that as you begin to run low on your gloves that you restock so that you're always prepared when you need them. Okay, so step 4 is lay the child on the table and you never leave the child unattended. In this case, we're going to use a baby doll as a prop. Now that I've laid the child on the changing table, I want to make sure that I always keep a hand on the child and I never leave them for any reason at all. Number 5 is clean the child's bottom from front to back. So we're going to take a wipe and always make sure you're using the motion to go from the front to the back, and then putting the baby wipe in the diaper, pulling the diaper from under the child, and then placing the diaper in a trash can that is lined with a bag and also has a cover on top of it. Next, we're going to remove the gloves. And then I'm going to take a wipe and make sure that I wash my hands off. And one more wipe and wipe the baby's hands off. Okay, now I'm ready to put the diaper back on the baby. And at this time, if they had clothes, then you obviously would put their clothes back on them as well. Now that we have put the diaper back on the baby, then we are going to pick the baby up. Make sure if you're working with a young infant, you always hold its neck. You need to wash the baby's hands for 20 seconds with liquid soap and warm water. Now I'm going to return the child back to the supervised area. And now it's time for me to clean the area that we have used to change the diaper. So I'm going to use bleach water. I'm going to spray all over the mat that the baby was laying on, the sink that we used, and then the top of the trash can lid as well. Touch the wipe, so I'm going to make sure to wipe that off. Trash can lid as well. Now, after you've cleaned and sanitized the area that you've been working with, now you get to wash your hands again for 20 seconds. You need to follow the same procedure. Make sure that you wash up under your fingernails, on the top of your hands, between your fingers, and the bottom of your arm. Remember, a good way to do this would be to say your ABCs. Or you could sing happy birthday twice. Okay, that concludes my presentation on how you should properly change a baby following Kentucky state regulations in child care centers.